Hey everyone. So you want to learn to code, right? But you've probably felt that mix of being super excited and also completely paralyzed. I mean, it's this huge world. Where do you even begin? What if I told you the very first step isn't about learning a command, but actually about finding a path?
I mean, this is the dream, isn't it? The idea of building something cool, something that actually works on the web, all from scratch. But that awesome drive, man, it can hit a brick wall of confusion so fast.
And yep, this is that wall. All of a sudden, you're just drowning in acronyms, right? HTML, CSS, JavaScript, SQL, and there are a million YouTube videos all screaming they're the best way to start. It's a question literally every single developer has had to face. So let's call this what it is, the coding crossroads. It's that moment, that really critical point where your motivation either takes off like a rocket or just completely stalls out. It all depends on the direction you choose. Exactly. It's like wandering through a forest with no map. Someone tells you, hey, learn HTML. But then someone else says, no, you need CSS first. And then what about JavaScript? Without a proper sequence, you're just wandering. You might be picking up bits and pieces, but you have no earthly idea if you're learning the right things in the right order.
But what if that forest had a trail, a really clearly marked one? Well, that's the whole idea behind having a personal HTML roadmap. It's just a direct path from the very beginning to the very end.
And check this out. Here's a perfect example of what I'm talking about. Look at the words here. Full stack, that tells you it's comprehensive, it's the whole shebang. And roadmap, that promises structure. This thing is designed to be a complete guide for this one super important language. So what makes this a roadmap and not just, a boring table of contents from a textbook? The secret sauce is interactivity. It's not just a list of stuff to learn. It's a guided experience packed with challenges and, this is the crucial part, instant feedback that tells you, hey, you're on the right track. Okay, so a map is great. Awesome. But how do you actually use it to get anywhere? Let's break down what this journey actually looks like, step by step. The whole process is built on this really powerful learning loop. So you follow the path to the next concept, let's say it's HTML tables, then you immediately apply what you learned in a coding challenge, and boom, you get instant feedback on whether your code works. See, this isn't just about learning stuff, it's about building your confidence and building momentum with every single little step. And this, right here, this shows you the huge difference. On one hand, you've got the old way, just aimless searching, pure guesswork, and that frustrating feeling of not knowing if you're even doing it right. And on the other hand, a guided path, instant feedback, step-by-step clarity. It's the difference between feeling completely stuck and actually feeling like you're making real solid progress. That feeling of progress, it's everything. Seriously, this whole thing isn't just about learning, it's about knowing you're learning. And that's where things like mastery and milestones come into play.
So how do you know you're not just spinning your wheels? Because in coding, feeling like you're moving forward is so important. That's why seeing actual proof of your achievements, like knowing you just aced a challenge, is an incredible motivator.
And that proof, it can be as simple as this, a perfect score. It's that little hit of dopamine, that positive reinforcement that says, yes, you got it. You're ready for the next piece of the puzzle. It's these small wins that really keep you going when things get tough. And over time, all those small wins, they really start to add up. This progress bar, it's not just a pretty graphic. It's a visual record of your journey. It shows you exactly how far you've come from that confusing crossroads where you started. It takes this big, abstract idea of mastery and makes it something you can actually see and feel. Okay, so let's pull all this together. We've talked about the problem, we've talked about the solution. Now let's really hammer home why a structured approach like this is an absolute game changer, especially for anyone just starting out. When you get right down to it, the power of a plan like this is that it manages your psychology just as much as your education. It takes that confusion and turns it into clarity. It gives you motivation. It builds your confidence with that instant feedback. And it shows you your progress every step of the way. It turns what could be a really frustrating slog into a rewarding step-by-step climb. So, look, that confusing forest we talked about, it's still out there. But now, you have a map. The journey from being a beginner to being a builder is all laid out for you. So the real question isn't if you can learn to code. The real question is, what are you going to build first?